Hi, boys and girls. You know, one of my favorite things to do in the summertime is bubbles. I'm known by a lot of people that I always have bubble stuff around. But when my children were small, we always had a big bin of bubble stuff in the backyard so they could just go make bubbles whenever they wanted to. Now, a lot of people have different recipes for bubble stuff, but I'm going to show you the easiest way. You don't even have to buy it. All you need is some dish soap. This is Dawn. And I like Dawn because it's blue. And I've got about an inch of water in my container. Now what I'm going to do, I'm just going to start pouring dish soap in here. And I'm going to gently stir the dish soap around. And you see, the trick is not to make bubbles or suds. I'm just going to kind of gently stir it around.
So it kind of dissolves.
It does. It dissolves. It actually dissipates into the water. And what I usually do, my judge is, when the water starts turning slightly blue, then you've got enough soap. Now, some people put glycerin or corn syrup in their water, and that'll make your bubbles last a longer time when you make them. But if you're just going to make them to watch them blow away and run around and pop them, then you don't need all that stuff. Soap and water is really all you need. Now, I'm going to let this set for a minute. Ideally, I'd let this rest overnight to make sure that the soap had plenty of time to dissipate and be all throughout the water. But some days you just want bubbles right now, and it will work. Even actually, I want to test it. Do you mind if I use one?
Go ahead.
I'm going to test it. Dip this in, and you can tell when it's good because you might not be able to see, but I can see a film of soap in the openings. Yay! And I can blow bubbles with it, so I know it's good stuff. Now, as the water evaporates a little and the soap gets moved around, it'll be better and better. The trick, though, is don't splash your wand around in the water. If you splash it around and make suds, you're not going to make as good bubbles. You want it just kind of setting, relaxing there. So you get, oh, I'm sorry, Miss Carswell. You get the very best bubbles that way. Now, Miss Carswell is going to show you some things you can do with the bubble stuff.
All right, we're just going to turn this so I have a little more room. There we go. Well, Ms. Heaster used a bubble wand that was from another thing of bubbles. So if you don't have bubble wands, but we have several different ones, there's fun ones, all different shapes and sizes. And there's even, Ms. Heaster, you want to share these cool ones?
Look at this. This one's a star-shaped. Now here's a question. If I have a star-shaped bubble wand, am I going to make star-shaped bubbles?
I would hope so.
I'm going to try. Nope, it's still round. In fact, that's a science experiment you can do. You want to try yours? Because yours is a different
it's a heart.
shape. Ooh, that was a huge one.
It was a big one, but it was still a circle.
It's still a circle. Because of the strength of the shape, all bubbles will be circles.
How about that? Okay, something else you can make some bubble wands with, just pipe cleaners. If you have pipe cleaners at home, you want to make one out of that one?
Sure.
Another thing you can do is make your shape and then add some beads to make it, as Ms. Jones likes to say, pizzazz. And you make the handle a little stronger by adding the beads. Or you can
Miss
just
Carswell,
make
is that a good one?
It needs to be closed. It has to be a closed shape, kind of like our closed curved letters. When you were practicing writing your letters, it has to be a closed shape. Doesn't matter what shape.
So this is an open shape because you can come in and out of here. So I need to close it up.
Yep.
Okay.
And you can twist it, or if you use the beads, you can put them together with the beads. So this is a diamond or a rhombus. So let's see if it'll make a diamond or a rhombus shaped bubble. It just popped. Sometimes you gotta just keep trying. Hope the wind is blowing.
Oh, the wind's gonna blow a
I know.
bubble.
Well,
Maybe.
not.
Now it died. With
Just
the
pop
pipe
skin.
cleaners, I think you need to really kind of soak them in the soap water for
Yeah,
a minute.
because they're kind of too fuzzy.
Yeah, but they still work. They just have to get really wet.
Oh, it works if I pull them. Let me see if I can pull it again. Jones, let's see, right? Oh,
Ooh, you had a long
that was
one
a
there for a
long one.
minute.
So you have to soak the pipe cleaners. Some other things you might be able to use. Oh, that was a good one. Miss Easter had a paper plate holder. These are to put paper plates on to make them a little more sturdy when you're eating. Tip that in there. I bet if I stand up.
You probably need to stand up for this.
Stand up. And so it filled in all of the little shapes. So if I just... Oh,
Well,
too
you got a
fast.
few.
Try again. I'm not too fast.
Well, there goes one. The wind might be helping you along.
It's kind
a
of windy
little.
out here today, so maybe. Oh,
There's a
slower
few.
worked better. Slower worked better. Now this is something else you might have. Miss Easter will hold it up. At home, you may not have a paper plate thing. Ooh, that was a big one. That was a
Whoa,
good
they're
one.
coming after me, Miss
Because the
Garza.
wind slowed down. Something else you might have at home is a child size.
I have a hanger, and my hanger has a closed curve inside it. Now hangers are pretty cool because the closed curve is so big that you can get some really big bubbles from them. Let me see if I can pick it up without making a bubble in the bin.
Oh, I
almost.
got sprayed. That was cool though.
Sorry.
No, that was awesome.
I literally had these in my backyard for many years on a little picnic table because I didn't even get it out. My kids love bubbles as much as I do. And bubbles can go almost anywhere you want them to.
This one popped.
I might need more soap in my water if the bubbles are popping really fast. Ooh! You didn't even have to blow.
Uh-uh,
The wind just took them out.
Woo!
And it's fun
Oh,
to...
look, and you can go more than once, so that was a good one.
It's fun to catch bubbles that other people have made too.
And you can see some of the colors that you saw in the book. Oh, there it goes.
Or in Miss Jones's art project, she made all those beautiful colors on her bubbles that she made.
She added food coloring, or you can use the liquid paints. Oh, I think the hanger one is my favorite.
Even if they keep popping in your eyes.
Awesome.
They do kind of sting when they hit your eyes because it is soap, but you can always wear sunglasses or glasses to protect your eyes.
I got it. Never go anywhere without my sunglasses.
That's a big one. Oh, she's gonna pop my bubble. Watch this.
I'm trying to save it. Oh!
You know, you actually can. I should mention that. If you get your hands really, really soapy, then you can catch the bubbles on your hands
Okay,
and they
try
won't
again.
necessarily
You-
pop.
You go.
I'll try. Oh, that one's trying to get away even before I pick it up. Oh, Miss Carswell, I might have to use a smaller one. I'm not doing so well
Because the
now.
wind is picking up now. I think
Oh,
it's
there's
the wind.
I think so. Almost. Sometimes you have to be really soapy, but sometimes it works.
I got
And
little bubbles on my hand.
If you get really, really soapy, you can even make a closed loop with your fingers and blow. But I'm afraid I'm just not that soapy. I would
I
probably.
got it, but the wind is blowing against us, y'all, so I don't know. Nope, it's blowing against me.
I would probably have to put.
I want to try one with the thing.
Ooh, I almost had it.
Woo!
That's a big one. And you got a little one off of that
Off
too.
the two. That was like 4 bubbles off the one hanger. I did it really slow, and it was. So
Yeah,
just let
that's-
the wind do it.
And oftentimes that's easier because when you're blowing, children tend to blow hard, and that just pops it right away. Oh, I'm sorry. You got to be really gentle. Woo.
Awesome.
And I love to be outside and watching bubbles blow by and know some child somewhere is playing with them.
So boys and girls, you can use all kinds of fun things. See what interesting things you have that is a closed shape that you can use to make bubbles, a bubble wand. Make sure you ask if it's something you're taking from inside though, other than something plastic, but plastic seems to work the best. And a lot of bubble things that you can buy come with their own bubble wands. Now
They
it's
do.
working.
Yeah, I just got like 4 or 5 off this one, but it's been sitting in the soap. You gotta catch my bubble.
I did!
Yay!
See if I can get two.
I don't know if I can make 2 now.
You can see the iridescent colors in the bubbles. It's swirling with color. I don't know if you can see. Oh, but I still have it.
She's gonna make a bubble from my old bubble.
Awesome. Have fun making bubble wands and bubbles and blowing them. And look for the colors.